Hey everybody, welcome to a special emergency World Series edition of the Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickert. Good guy to know. The co-host, Danny Berg.
I told you we'd be back.
You predicted it. I didn't want to jinx it because jinx has been a lot of talk, going on and stuff too. So.
Well, and it's reality.
Yeah. Especially with baseball. Baseball guys are very superstitious.
Yeah, I mean, they don't change their socks, their shirt.
I once threw my uniform in the back of my trunk for like 3 straight weeks and refused to wash it until we lost.
And then by the time you put it on the last time, you probably would have broken it in half with how firm it was, right?
It was a mess.
Yeah,
it was a mess.
Soccer too.
Yeah, so superstitions run deep in baseball. But we're very excited to talk a little bit about, the guys' trip out to Oklahoma in the upcoming days. We're going to have Coach McCarry on, and then Manny Vorhees, the creator of the Manny Slam, who had a terrific last 2 weekends.
He really did.
Yeah.
He
just
solid
not only offensively but defensively as well.
Oh, he just getting an opportunity to finally see these guys play like live,
yep,
and not on some sort of stream and stuff like that really opened my eyes to the ability of a lot of the players. Kelchner was one of them too.
Yeah.
But Manny, he's just solid.
Yep.
And having the opportunity to see him do it in the field in the region championship with a couple really nice plays. The Manny Slam, which
yep,
hopefully we'll get a little bit more into, and then he comes in and gets the save.
Yeah.
Yep. This weekend, I know we'll talk to him a little bit about that, hopefully. But yeah, it was it was something special,
yep,
and there's not enough to be said that this is, the World Series of all the Division II junior colleges in the country. We're one of 10 left.
Yep.
And granted, we're the 10 seed, but we weren't ranked higher than 19 during the year.
Right.
So
we're
used to being
and
those
once you get out there and
underdogs.
play, and baseball's a funny game, throw the seeds out the window, it doesn't matter. You still got to throw the ball, you got to pitch the ball, you got to hit the ball.
And it can
you
go
gotta feel
away
it.
in an instant.
Yep.
We were up 6-1,
Yep.
and next thing you know, it was 6-4.
Yep.
You just never know, and it's such a game. It's no different than when you're in Little League, and it's just riding the wave always, right?
Yep.
Hits,
exactly.
hits. A rally can
Once
come.
you get things rolling, they keep on rolling
Right.
and stuff too. But before we break and bring on everybody, I just want to, speaking of the superstitious thing, that Coach Jerry Davis, assistant coach, had to send me a picture of the lineup every day because it worked with game 1 that they had back in the region tournament. So he continued to do that along the way. So I have them. So if Coach is watching, Coach, if you need to, snap a picture of the lineup and just send them to me, I'm willing to do that.
I
for
think,
a couple more W's.
Yeah, I think he should do it at least. I think 5 more times. I think is
if
what
that's
it
what
is.
they need, then if he,
at the very least, let's just get the first one out of the way.
Yep.
And he'll be sitting on a bus tomorrow when this is going to be broadcast worldwide, live at 10 a.m.
Yep.
So there's no reason why he shouldn't be watching this. What else is he going to be doing?
Absolutely, that's a long bus ride.
Yeah.
So he has his own little pimped out section, I'm sure.
Oh, he has it all. We're contractually obligated for him to have his own hotel room. He's going to probably have a butler, an unlimited supply of straws. Oh, sky's the limit.
You know what they say, legends never die. So
That's Coach Davis.
Yeah, so we're going to be back. We're going to bring on Manny Vorhees and then pause, bring on Coach McCarry, pause, and then sum it all up.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll be right back in the Falcons Corner. Take flight. Hey everybody, welcome back to the World Series edition of Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickert, good guy to know, the co-host Danny Berg. Join us now, third baseman and, may I say, relief pitcher Manny Vorhees. Manny, welcome to the show. Welcome to the special edition. Congratulations on the trip to the World Series.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Lead off first one. What was more exciting for you over the course of the last 2 weekends, we'll count in the region championship along with the district championship? The play you made in foul territory, going up against the fence, or the diving play in the hole, or the grand slam that we nicknamed the Manny Slam on Friday in the district championship?
It was probably the home run, just because it meant more. It was 2-0 game. Offense wasn't really going. Hitting the grand slam made it 6-0, and I mean, it turned out to be the deciding factor in that point.
Kind of iced it. I know us broadcasting and sitting back there felt a little bit more comfortable with a 6-0 lead and a 2-0 lead. Not to say that we didn't have complete faith in the bullpen, but give us your thoughts on the manager comes out, talks to the relief pitcher, you just stay buried in the box, dialed in, ready to go. What was the thought process there?
I mean, if we're being honest, no, I'm not sitting in there like intimidating or anything. Like, that's just how I stay loose. I just kind of got to be like a goofy self out there, or I'm not going to be able to play well. I'm going to get too tense, and all I was doing was just kind of moving around the box, just acting like I'm intimidating somebody, but honestly, I'm just messing around out there.
I'm sure maybe when he saw over the manager's shoulder, saying like, "Oh, this dude is staying in the box. What am I gonna do?" And then he did wrong, because he threw you a first pitch, fastball, I believe, right? It was a fastball, and then you clobbered it to left. So did you know you had it as soon as you hit it?
I did, yeah. When I hit it, it felt good off the bat, and I saw it, and then I saw the center fielder take off sprint. At that point, I was like, okay, I can't jog this. I gotta take off, because if it hits off the wall, I'm gonna look pretty stupid.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been great that you would have had, a 3 RBI single if you didn't, bring it out of the box and stuff too.
Been good.
And we mentioned on the broadcast, Eric and myself, the ball wasn't really carrying as much as it was the previous weekend. So that's why we thought it was like, all right, maybe that'll just get hung up there a little bit and off the top of the fence, but Manny slammed, so that was perfect.
I think the voice knew it was gone as soon as there was contact. There was no thought of you thinking it was hanging up. I was sitting behind them, and I got excited based on his reaction. I didn't even see where the hell the ball was.
I was just going for it.
Right.
I was just going for it. And then if for
case.
some reason I would have been like Manny, not hustling out of the box. If for some reason I hit the fence.
So I think the key to the excitement of the last 2 weeks is clearly sitting here with us today. I mean, I think it's not the Manny slam, but and he's center stage right here. All eyes on Manny. But for me, I want to know when was the last time you pitched? Did you pitch often this season? And how did you feel knowing that you put them in the lead, and then you had the opportunity to carry the win home? And in my eyes, if there was a district MVP, it was hands down you.
Yeah, so I haven't really pitched much this year. Coming in, I just picked it back up. I pitched a lot in high school just to open more doors, see where I can go after this. And yeah, I've only been probably 4 innings on the mound, 5 innings on the mound, but it's usually been in tight situations like how the game was last weekend.
So do you feel that Coach McCarry puts you in those positions because he knows, like you said, you were in the box, and you can't take it too seriously because although it's serious business, at the end of the day, it's a kid's game. Yeah. And you get to play a game. So do you think that has plays a little factor in it? Like he knows how you can rise to the big occasions and stay a little loose?
Yeah, I think so. I think he trusts in me and my abilities, and I think he likes me on the mound or in the box in those type of situations.
Were you surprised that he put you in there in the ninth to kind of close it out?
No, he told me earlier before the game started, he told me if it gets down to the 9th inning is mine, so I was ready for it.
Now, when Monroe put some guys on base and put a couple runs up on the board, were you getting nervous? You think he was going to come out and pull the hook on you?
I mean, I didn't think he was going to come out and pull me out at all.
Because I'm not going to lie, we were saying it's like, all right, maybe it's long enough for Manny. Maybe it's long enough we don't want to spoil the Manny slam by Manny giving up a Manny slam.
I heard that broadcast. You guys had no faith in me. I was ready for it. I was ready for it.
Listen, we just wanted to make sure that you didn't have to play on Saturday.
Yeah, trust me. That's how we went in. When we talked about it, we never talked about Saturday. It was all going to be Friday. Clinch on Friday, we weren't.
And all that talk about not having faith, that's just us being neutral guys as much as we can. Because a lot of the Monroe people were big fans of us and stuff. So there was nothing against you. I was just trying to just keep the other side happy a little bit too. But we definitely have faith in you. So you're hopping on a bus. So my concern is it's a long ride. What are you doing to prepare to travel bus from here to Oklahoma?
I mean, honestly, to sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best medicine right there. But I can't sleep on a bus, so it's going to be a long 24 hours or however long we're on the bus.
What do you do? Okay, do you have
It's not straight through.
It's not straight through, yeah.
Still, that disclaimer. It's broken up into 2 sections. So the longer the days will be Wednesday for you, and then you'll stay in Troy, Illinois, and then the final leg, the second leg going into Enid, is a little less than 8 hours. Yeah. So, and you guys will stop. We have to feed you.
Yeah.
Now, do you have your bat with you on the bus? So like, if you get off and stop, you take some dry swings or work on anything, or your glove or anything.
No, it's all under the bus.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you're not gonna have any. All right. So your plan is just to rest and get ready for Oklahoma.
Yep.
That's easy enough. I did mention, to a couple of the guys, if you need entertainment on the bus, get with Coach Jerry Davis. He will entertain you for hours.
I sit by him.
He will entertain you for hours. He has endless stories, and they're all true. So just
even though they don't seem like they're true, they're all true. They're all true.
I've lived them, so I have tons of experience, with Jerry and his stories. So if you need some entertainment, definitely go with him. What are you looking to do once you get on Oklahoma?
I mean, go out and compete. I mean, they don't believe in us. We're a 10 seed right now.
Right.
A lot of people just think we're a 2-and-done team, and that's not what we believe, so we're going to go out there and show them what the East Coast is about.
Yeah, awesome. Danny, got anything to add?
Yeah, it's the fourth time in 9 years that Lackawanna's out there, and I think earlier when I spoke with you guys, we've picked up one W out there, so I think we're due. And I think the makeup of your team, seeing baseball here through all those years, it's the next man up mentality, which was nice to see. I think, when Jensel went out on Saturday, Julian just jumped right in and never skipped a beat, and that next man up mentality is a true testament to how hard you guys worked with the entire season, So I think you guys might turn some heads, You got the early game, I think if you can make a statement in that, everybody will be wondering who the hell's Lackawanna, and then they'll have to worry about it. But getting back to the more serious stuff, we talked about the Manny Slam. We were trying to figure out what the Manny Slam would be in terms of like food.
Yeah, because we talk a lot about food on the broadcast because we're starving.
What do you think it was? A different kind of pizza, maybe a 4-burger patty because Grand Slam.
Right,
what
breakfast obviously was thrown out there.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner?
Yeah, it's definitely breakfast.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a whole egg, sausage, bacon. Back where I'm from, there's a thing called geta, and you guys probably don't know much about it, but it's probably my favorite breakfast dish, and all it really is just ground up pork, spices, and I'll eat a pound or two every weekend. We'll go and eat them. So yeah, biscuits and gravy. It'd definitely be breakfast.
Don't eat that on the bus.
No.
You definitely don't do that. You will not have any friends left, I'm sure.
You'll never get out there.
Yeah, exactly, too. And then finals are over, right? So it's just strictly baseball. So you're living the dream. Mm-hmm. So congratulations. Best of luck to you out in Oklahoma. We'll all be watching and rooting for you. And bring back some gold for us.
Yep, that's the plan.
All right. Manny Vorhees will be back on a special edition of Falcon Corners. Hey everybody, back again on a special edition of Falcons Corner. Joining us now, head coach Mike McCarry. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, very excited for you and your guys. What does this mean for you and the program?
I think it's just it's a culmination to verify the work that we do and kind of our approach to recruiting. Really, it's what I sell the kids on when they walk in the door.
Right.
Transferable credits, great college atmosphere, and we're going to try and win a World Series.
Yep. And then what do you think this will do for some of your guys that are still out there that are, like, for example, like Manny, we just talked to him, he's not exactly sure, where he's moving on to. What do you think this trip, this experience is going to mean for those guys?
I think even just qualifying, I've seen a 50% uptick in texts and phone calls from coaches.
Awesome.
And then when we get out there, the last time I had guys get offers coming off the field, essentially.
Good.
It really matters. It does.
Yeah. We have to go back a couple weeks to the video that kind of went viral.
Yes.
I can't not mention, you're little. So take us back to, that moment when you came storming across the field just to calm your guys down a little bit.
I think really the impetus of it to me was what I was seeing was an umpire getting ready to throw a kid out, essentially. And as I was going across, I was really just trying to take attention off the kids, and that's just kind of how it manifested.
Yeah.
Now,
you did.
Yeah. And
which is just a job well done there.
And the umpires actually thanked me for doing that, which is weird. I'm not sure they teach sarcasm in umpire school, but it was completely born out of take the eyes off the kids and put them on me.
Right. And I think what kind of caught us off guard, everyone there watching, is that it wasn't directed towards, Deltec, in the opponent at all, or the umpires at all. Right. It was just, excitement towards, their teammates.
There is a line. They went across the line, even in the positive sense.
Right.
I was trying to knock them back a little bit, but really prevent any of my guys being suspended further.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, it was 123,000 views. It wasn't just this little momentary thing. And it got the point across. I actually didn't know anything about it until you brought it to my attention. But the reaction of your guys afterwards, I think, which kind of went into this weekend, was they're not coming out to the plate to celebrate those home runs anymore. They're doing their own thing in the dugout, which I think they took pride in, and it was more of this is what we're going to do, and you're not going to tell us that we can't have fun with it.
Right, and it puts the focus back on let's celebrate our own successes instead of showing people our successes, which scales better in the long term.
But they're kids. I mean, sometimes we always forget. You see someone who's bigger and stronger, and they're like, oh, they're a hell of an athlete. And they're still 19 years old, and they're kids. And as we mentioned with Manny, he said he tries to stay loose. And we would think he was being intimidating, right? If you don't know him, no, that's just the way I stay loose. So it allows them to be kids where sometimes they're not looked at as being kids.
Exactly.
Even at the college level. What can you what do you think you experienced in 2019 as a first-year head coach in the World Series that you can kind of bring with you this year?
I think there is a focus on how you utilize that whole 30-man roster over the course of a 9-inning game. That maybe the last time we went, I was kind of more prepared to only use 12 or 13 or 14 guys. I've been spending the whole year kind of weaponizing that bottom half of the roster, knowing we're going to need them. That was a big part of it, was we get to the 7th inning of the game and I'd watch these other teams be throwing in fresh guys, and I was kind of riding with the 9 I had. We're in a better spot than that now, kind of almost like soccer shifts or hockey lines, where you can get through 27 outs of high pressure, maybe not just with 9 guys, with 12 or 13.
Right, gives them a little, you said it best, fresh.
Fresh, yeah.
So that's what you learned in your experience.
That's what I've learned, yeah.
That allows you to, I think, you mature as a coach as much as your team has matured through the year, and it seems like you have some good leadership with some of the older guys on the team, which is definitely pays dividends.
It's going to
put your own stamp on the program, which is what we're really proud of.
Yep. So like Danny mentioned, you were there in 2019, right? But that was a little bit of a combination of your guys and some past regimes guys. So does this make it a little bit more special that, these are all of your guys that you were able to find, recruit, bring in?
I wouldn't say that. I think the day I took the job, all those guys on the roster became my guys.
Okay.
And I view them that way, and I help them move on, and I still talk to them like they were my guys. This one's special because of all the variables that went into even just getting on the field.
Right.
That each one of these kids has gone through some trial or something that could have prevented them from playing this year, and they've kind of made it this far.
Now, Manny mentioned how you guys are seated 10th out of 10. Obviously, we don't feel that's right, but what do you like the most out of your ball club right now in saying, hey, we're going out there, we are not the 10th seed because?
Oh, I think on the top end of our pitching staff, we've got as much talent as anybody in the country. I think when you talk about Zach and Kyle, they would be the game 1 starter for every team in that tournament, I believe. Okay. That puts us at an advantage in a lot of ways, especially the further we can go.
Yeah. Now, I just want to mention something too, because Eric and I had a little discussion during the broadcast, is that when Goschler threw 8 straight strikes and was 1 pitch away from immaculate inning, he wouldn't let me say anything, but I said that was the reverse jinx of him not letting me say anything. Do you believe that it was the reverse jinx? If I was allowed to say something, that he would have thrown 9 straight strikes, 3 strikeouts on 9 pitches?
I believe by Eric acknowledging that you shouldn't say anything, he's in fact inferring you're saying something, and it is a reverse jinx.
Yes, that's what that was my argument.
That's what I have to.
So I apologize for Eric, for Justin, and the whole Goschler family that he missed out on.
The important thing is, I'm not sure Justin knew.
Well, if he went back and watched it, we were really inferring that we all knew, and no one officially really wanted to say it. But I don't want to take the blame for it, so I have to, of course, pass it on. And of course, I do it to my boss, so hopefully, he just doesn't hold any grudges.
Now, I can honestly say, Coach Brain, I had no clue. He came off the end. They came off the mound. He said he was 1 pitch away from an immaculate inning. I was like, I was just counting outs. Like I had no clue.
Supposed to know that.
I had no clue what was going on.
And then like I said, we talked about how the bullpen was great the last 2 weekends, and then not to say, Nick came out the following inning and threw a four pitch inning.
He did.
So that was Nick threw 5 pitches and got 4 outs.
Yeah.
Amazingly efficient.
Yeah. I mean, I like those numbers.
Do you take that as a strength? Because you rode Zach, for a 120-ish, right? 110, 120?
122, yeah.
And then, rode Kyle a little bit. But, does that, make it easier for you to say, all right, if Zach doesn't have his quality stuff and we got to get him out at 80, 85, having those quality arms in the bullpen?
I think we have a requisite amount of depth that if they're put into positions they can succeed, they can absolutely do the job, kind of in tandem, combining guys together. Yeah. We get into trouble when I kind of ask somebody to do something they haven't been prepared for.
Right.
And that's what we're protecting against.
Right, and Zach, and to me, Zach being an ex-catcher, I mean, he's used to throwing balls back to the pitcher for 9 innings and has a catcher's mentality. Like, you just can't take that catcher's mentality out of someone. Which,
I get to see that kid in the weight room and watch him work. And if there's anybody I can push the 120 button on, it's him. Yeah. I know he's safe.
Yeah, so. And as like a baseball purist, I love when coaches allow guys to just go out there and throw the ball and give them like the field test. Like, oh, he's throwing well. Yeah. He passes the eyeball test. He says
the best part is he come off the field and I said, well, you're done for the day. And he goes, what am I at, about 95? I said, yeah, bud.
Yeah, sure, 95. Good job for you.
But that's how he felt. Yeah, he felt like he could have kept going.
Good, so. And not to mention he's got a week off.
Yes, sir.
After that,
8 whole days.
Yeah. Now Danny is going to be joining you out in Oklahoma. How excited are you about that?
Very pumped up.
Best. Just kidding. No,
we're going to do a special recap interview on how your trip was.
Absolutely, we have to.
Yes.
And we'll be bringing some hardware back to talk about it. no, it's going to be a great opportunity to be able to go out and support the kids and support Mike in any which way and the coaching staff, so that their main focus is on the task at hand, which is getting out there and winning each inning by inning to put together, and the sky's the limit. You still got to go out there and you got to perform just like everybody else. Everybody's records are 0-0, and I don't think anybody really played real comparable schedules, because I think a lot of schools, some were able to get the max depending on where they live geographically, but you got to play the games that you have in front of you.
One last question for you, and then we'll let you go. Have you checked the weather forecast? Because we know when you were out there in 2019, your games got pushed back and you had like a 3:15 a.m. first pitch or something like that. So have you gone down and looked and said, all right, there's going to be a tornado warning. We're probably not going to start at Friday at whatever, or Saturday, whatever. We're going to be pushed back.
I function 24 hours in advance. I'll check the Oklahoma weather when we're waking up in Illinois on Wednesday morning.
All right.
Or Thursday morning.
Yeah. So let's hope that you don't have start times pushed back to the wee hours in the morning, and that those game times stay as close to being on time as we can.
I'll tell you what, you stay in the winner's bracket, they're a little bit more solidified on those game times than they are in the loser's bracket.
Yeah, exactly. So let's stay in that winner's bracket, for the week. Keep Danny out in Oklahoma, for a little while. Give him a nice little vacation. But best of luck to you,
Thank you,
this week.
Appreciate it.
We'll be back in the Falcons Corner. Take flight. Hey, everybody. Putting the finishing touches on the special World Series emergency edition. Since it's an emergency edition, I think Eric should have, in the beginning of the show, some sirens going, or
that'd be awesome.
Something. Since it's an emergency edition of the
it
Falcons
needs
Corner.
its own special stuff.
I'm
sure he has enough time in the day.
An air raid siren or something like that, just to let everyone know that it's a special edition of the Falcons Corner. Yeah. But best of luck to all of our guys. One, let's make sure they get out there safely, all right? So safe travels. It's not easy to be on a bus for that long. But getting out there, I know they'll take their time and get there safely. And then once they get there, I know that they will all do us very proud.
Yeah, there's only so many ways you can get somewhere, right?
Yep.
So break the trip up. They'll stay overnight Wednesday night into Thursday, arrive into Enid, like we said earlier, with Coach McCarry on Thursday. They have 2 Little League teams that are assigned to us to be, our hosts. So the plan is Thursday night, once they get there right into baseball mode, I believe, we're going to try to catch their 7:30 p.m. game.
Oh, good.
So that they can, cheer those little guys on as they're going to cheer us on, hopefully, for the entire week.
Right.
And hopefully that we're out there.
And we know Coach McCarry has a young son, so if there's any indication, if they act similarly around those little leaguers as they do around Coach McCarry's little boy, those little leaguers are in for a great time.
Yeah, I'll tell you, being able to see them interact, at the home games when, Coach's wife is there and son, and they love it.
Yeah.
I mean, they, even when they're in the batter's box, which is, and I emphasized it a couple times here, they're playing a game,
right?
And kids at heart.
Yep.
And it's serious business when they're between the lines.
Yep.
And but just taking that little bit, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them, out there, not just perform, but represent the college and themselves and their families the way that we know that they are. They're a great group of guys.
Yep. And then safe travels also to you, and just do everyone a favor, the pilot, anyone at the airport, anyone in Oklahoma, you're a good guy to know, and everything is good.
Just let them know.
Just let them know. Everyone, thanks for tuning in to our emergency broadcast. Best of luck to our Falcons and the coaching staff. Safe travels, and we'll see you soon. Take flight.